2-hour presentation of the amazing Andrew Lessman products, vitamins and supplements, who for over 40 years has truly been dedicated to our better health. 40 years ago, this gentleman, Andrew Lessman, said there's got to be a better way to make vitamins and supplements with none of the bad stuff, none of the binders, none of the fillers, none of the artificial things, but instead all pure, all real, all authentic. And 40 years later, after a few years at QVC, now of course HSN for over 2 decades, and now also at QVC again, Mr. Andrew Lessman has really stuck to that mission. And that's why all of his products that you're gonna see tonight are indeed customer pick, with thousands and thousands and thousands of 5-star reviews. So many of us watching tonight might be watching for the first time. If you take any of the products that we have, but different brands, all I ask is that you compare yours with Andrew's, and you'll see there is always one clear winner. Well, tonight we're gonna cover 22 topics. The past couple days we were focused on secure meal replacement and fiber mucil and cholesterol as 3 Andrew Today specials. Tonight we're gonna do a variety show. So we get to show off, I suppose, is the best way to say it, a great variety of Andrew's bestsellers, things that we didn't have time to feature over the weekend. The first is gonna be about bone health. And when we talk about bone health, we talk about calcium, magnesium, intensive care. This is a product that is, of course, a customer pick, 4.7-star rating, free shipping and handling, and up to 1,000 caps available. And the gentleman, the man of the show, the man of the hour, Mr. Lessman, joins us live on the phone. Andrew, good evening. What a crazy weekend it's been. It's great to have you there.
Yes, it has been a crazy weekend, and it's great to be here tonight, Monday night. So I'm happy we started with the calcium magnesium intensive care, because it probably exemplifies one attribute of my products more than any other, and that's the fact that they never upset your stomach, always easy to swallow. But really the whole upset stomach thing is just something that most vitamin manufacturers never listen to their customers. And our calcium, most calcium products are very difficult on the stomach. Ours will never upset anyone's stomach.
And Andrew, I was just mentioning at the start of the show, that was always your focus. It was about pure product, it was about pure ingredients, the finest of everything. You designed that in mind. That's part of the brand, right?
Well, before I started making my own vitamins 41 years ago, I was the victim of those vitamin tablets that were impossible to swallow, that were so difficult on my stomach that it actually interfered with my fitness, my training, because it's hard to actually do the workouts you need to do when you're sick from taking a number of tablets. And I don't believe it was me being particularly sensitive. I think most folks don't tolerate tablets particularly well, especially mineral tablets, which a mineral tablet is nothing more than swallowing a rock. So it just makes no sense at all to deliver minerals in that form. And that's why all our ingredients are in an ultrafine powder, or if they're a liquid, they're in a soft gel. It makes no sense to take these wonderful natural ingredients and compress them into rocks. It just makes them difficult or impossible to absorb, or it just makes it unpleasant for the person using it, who has to swallow it and has to endure an upset stomach.
And that is, I'm trying to open one of the capsules right now, Andrew. I don't normally have a problem. Here we go. I'm going to open this one up so people can see it.
They're not childproof, they're atom-proof.
They're succeeding tonight. There it is. You can see an ultra fine powder comes on out versus that horse pill, perhaps, that you've had in the past. Pricing is sensational. Remember, this is part of Andrew's big January visit, the only visit in January. So you've got special savings, you've got free shipping, you've got flex pay, all the sizes, 60 through 1,000 caps. The 1,000 caps is $89.90, so great value for money, as well as the free shipping and handling. You've got to think about giving this a go. Andrew, we obviously we're talking about our fabulous calcium magnesium intensive care. Our next product really goes in tow with this, and that's vitamin K2 MK7. Really, these two have to go together, right?
Well, even if you don't supplement calcium, you're still getting calcium from your diet. You still hopefully have calcium in your bones, because our bones, not only is calcium necessary for the strength and integrity of our bones, but our bones also play a role as the reservoir, the sort of storage facility for calcium in our body. And that's kind of a part of the brilliant design of our body. But unfortunately, calcium doesn't just deliver benefits. If calcium finds itself in tissues where it doesn't really belong at high levels, say in our arteries. It would interfere with the critical flexibility of those arteries. And that's the role vitamin K2 MK7 plays. And it's unrelated to vitamin K1, which is about blood clotting. Vitamin K2 MK7 is all about calcium utilization. It's all about making sure calcium stays in our bones where it's supposed to be. So vitamin K2 supports strong bones, skeletal integrity, but it also is even more importantly involved with keeping calcium out of the tissues where it could do damage. And vitamin K2 MK7 has been shown to promote flexibility in our arteries, and that's because of its role in making sure calcium stays out of those places where it doesn't belong and stays in those places where it's supposed to deliver its benefits.
So it's directing the calcium to the vital tissues where it's required rather than going to the places that can cause us harm and hindrance during our lives. So that's the story that I feel like, Andrew, it's gained even more momentum over the past 12 to 24 months. More and more people are understanding the importance of vitamin K2 MK7. It feels like it's really gained some steam.
People are starting to catch on. The news media is starting to talk about it, magazines, newspapers. It's something that when I introduced it, probably almost 10 years ago, it was kind of a well-kept secret. Like so many different ingredients, like CoQ10 37 years ago. That 41 years ago, I started talking about the importance of vitamin D and how the recommended levels were far too low. Of course, now that's all been supported by the research, and the research was there. It's just no one was really paying attention to it. And I think that's my most important job, not necessarily to make what I consider to be, and hopefully you do too, the best supplements.
I do.
But my job is really to monitor the science and to provide the information, because it's the information that makes us healthier, not necessarily any specific product. The more informed we are about our health and well-being, the healthier we'll be. And that's actually something that's been repeated over and over in the research and the science, that someone who's educated about health and well-being ends up being healthier. So the more we learn, the healthier we become. And that's why I always try to make our shows about providing information about the importance of these ingredients or what their actual role is, and that most people don't realize there's another form of vitamin K1, another form of vitamin other than K1, which is the one that most of us pay attention to if we might take a blood thinner, because we're trying to make sure that the vitamin K1 we consume in our diet doesn't interfere with that blood thinner. But vitamin K2, as I said, its role isn't in blood clotting. Its role is in calcium utilization.
Well, pricing, again, New Year's special savings as we look to kind of invest in ourselves and make some healthy decisions in 2021. It was a heck of a year in 2020, and I think a lot of us certainly feel a little worn down, to say the least. These are some positive changes that we can make. We know we're buying the best. We know we're buying the finest and the purest. Pricing and value is always going to be right there. Look, I mean, I always seem to take it for granted, and I don't mean to do that. But you know, you look at the pricing that it would normally be. This is still very competitive. The pricing that it is extraordinary if you're able to order it today. But Andrew, it goes hand in hand. You are, in terms of the pursuit of perfection with regards to the product, you're also very conscious about the pricing and the value that's offered as well.
Well, most of our products, I'd probably say at least many of our products, if you looked at their price 25 or 30 years ago, they're more affordable today than they were 25 or 30 years ago.
Wow.
And that's not using fancy math, thinking about the value of a dollar 25 years ago versus the value of a dollar today. That's just looking at their cost per capsule. My Healthy Hair, Skin, and Nails is less expensive today. My CoQ10 is less expensive today. My vitamin D is less expensive today. So my most popular products are more affordable today than they were 25 years ago. And that's, the main reason for that is that unlike most vitamin companies, we're not relying on some contract manufacturer to make everything for us.
Yes.
And that's what 80–90% of the vitamins that you see are manufactured by these large contract manufacturers that make thousands of products for dozens or hundreds of companies. We make everything ourselves. It's all of our products made by us. So there's no middleman. It goes directly to you. I'm not a spokesperson or a celebrity. I started the company 41 years ago. So it's something that That's the affordability, the quality and the affordability that you get when you're getting a product from a company that was started by a person whose sole, my only goal when I started was to make products that were different, that didn't cause the same problems, and that guaranteed that the benefit you sought, you'd get that benefit without any problems. So I think over the past 41 years, we've continued to be very faithful to that goal, and the products continue to be unique, and the products also continue to be extremely affordable.
It's so important to be proud of what you do. And as you can see, when Andrew talks, he is more than proud. Everything in this line, every product, every supplement and vitamin is really done to the highest degree and standards. So everybody who's joining us for the first time, get excited because you cannot buy better. I want to turn our attention to our next topic, which seems to, again, really blossomed quite significantly over the past 12 months. Vitamin D, the fact that so many of us, most of us, are deficient in our vitamin D. You know, clinical studies, I've listened to Andrew along the past few months. The clinical studies, Andrew, seem to all be absolutely very clear. We've got to, if we can, up the ante on vitamin D. Well,
if you simply look at the research when they test a population, say in the United States or a Western country, almost everyone, and I mean almost everyone, 80 to 100% of the people who aren't supplementing vitamin D, they are deficient. And vitamin D, I've talked about its role in our brain health, I've talked about its role in heart health, and now we know, and I've always said, that as important as vitamin C is to our immune system, vitamin D is even more important. So obviously, the importance to our immune system always exists, but now more than ever, we know that our immune system is something that functions better when we take better care of ourselves and it. And vitamin D is one of those basic, nutritional, foundational ingredients to supporting a healthy immune system. And the research, the science has been unequivocal in that regard. In fact, in the UK, recognizing how important vitamin D is and the fact that people are now spending more time indoors, so what little vitamin D they might get outdoors, they're not getting now, that vitamin D in the UK, where you grew up,
indeed,
that it's being given away to folks who need it. So it's a recognition of the fundamental, foundational role and that it plays in good health, healthy immune system, and how difficult it is to get nowadays. And when you look at vitamin D, I could spend hours talking about how important it is. And usually, the more features, the more exciting benefits that you attribute to something, the more expensive that something becomes. And with vitamin D, what's exciting about vitamin D, it's pennies a dose. Whether you choose 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 IU, it's just pennies a day.
And I want to come back to that point in just a moment, Andrew, if I may, because I know people always have questions about that. I just want to highlight to everybody watching at home, you see at the side of the screen the graphics, the information, the details. You look at the line here and it says the most important and the most affordable vitamin to consume. So whilst we're going to be sharing with you 22 great supplements tonight, I think we have to stop for a moment and really understand the power of that statement there. If you're only buying perhaps one item tonight, you're looking to invest in your health, this is something to really consider for all the reasons that Andrew just outlined. Price-wise, it couldn't be more affordable. For the largest 720 caps, it's $69.90, so we're thrilled about that. So let's ask this question then to Mr. Andrew Lessman. Andrew, you're giving us the choice. You're not charging us more in terms of the 1,000, 2,000, or 3,000 IU. Which should I choose?
Well, if you just want to stick your toe in the vitamin D world, 1,000 IU.
Okay.
Mind you, my multivitamins start at 2,000 IU.
Okay.
To give you a sense of what I really feel is the real starting point. But the reason I make 1,000 available is perhaps you're already taking my multivitamin, you're getting 2,000, and you want to get another 1,000. So then I want to make sure that whichever size you get, you pay the same price. But say you're not taking the multivitamin and you want to get 3,000. I take 4,000 to 5,000 IU every day. If I was, say, overweight, if I weighed 30 pounds more than I weigh, I would probably have to take 6,000 to 7,000 IU. The reason why, vitamin D is fat soluble. And the vitamin D, if you're overweight or obese, it's just a fact of the chemical nature of these things. It gets kind of trapped, sequestered in your body fat. so it's not as readily available to the rest of your body where it delivers its benefits. So it's one of those things that just use simple recognition. I would say for everyone, 2,000 IU is a perfect place to start. Of course, you could talk to your doctor. If you're at your ideal body weight, I would say 3,000 to 4,000 IU for a woman, 4,000 to 5,000 IU for a man is going to deliver healthy vitamin D levels. If you're overweight or obese, you'll have to add 1,000 to 2,000 IU more. There's never any reason to take more than 10,000 IU. If you think you need to, that's a conversation to have with a doctor, because then you're exceeding the normal healthy vitamin levels, and you're treating that vitamin more like a medication than a supplement.
And the wonderful thing is, to that end, you know, for those folks that want to get that 3,000 IU, it is incidentally the most popular choice right now. That's not going to cost you any more money whatsoever. So please bear that in mind. If you want to jump on in, we'd love to have you. We have currently over 700 people placing orders on our amazing vitamin D product. If you Google vitamin D or you're doing some research, and Andrew and I will always, of course, and hopefully inspire you to do your own research to really give you that confidence. If you do, you'll see there's a lot being said, certainly always, but more specifically in the past 12 to 16, 18 months about vitamin D. So really something to consider. Once again, as it says right there, the most important and the most affordable vitamin to consume. Andrew, we will mention reviews throughout the show, and when I have them available to me, I'll certainly read some. But I do want to say, for everybody that is doing their research online, Andrew, your reviews are not filtered. They are all out there for all to see.
Yeah, every product might have a handful of less than positive reviews, but all the reviews are there. And also what's unique is if we look at any of those big retailing sites, one in particular, probably a substantial majority of the reviews you see have been generated by computers and are not necessarily verified, validated reviews of consumers of that product.
Right.
It's unfortunate, the nature of how things are done there. But my reviews that you see at hsn.com, those are all verified reviews. And I think we're in excess of 200,000 total reviews, and I think we average between 4.6 and 4.7 stars, and I think this product fits right in there. It's probably, I bet, around 4.6 or 4.7 stars itself.
And it is important to know, incidentally, you know, if you think, for folks watching at home, if you think about times perhaps when you've left a review, maybe it's been on a hotel review website or a restaurant review website, many times people are only leaving reviews when something negative happens or when something bad happens. Sometimes we get a little lazy. If something's great, sometimes we forget to leave a review. It's important to realize that the reviews on Andrew's products are thoughtful, they're long, they're involved, they're detailed. People want to share their experience, and Andrew, that's pretty remarkable, really.
Well, as you said, the reviews are impressively eloquent. They're well written, and they're not written for any other reason when you read the reviews than to share the experience. I mean, oftentimes with reviews, we feel like we have a role to play in saving someone from a bad experience. Yes. That I find, you know, I share reviews, and a lot of times that's what I feel like I'm doing. I have to warn someone that maybe something isn't easy to install when you get it home or something like that. Right. But also I'm someone who, when I get a product that surprises me, or I get service that surprises me, I'm the one I feel like I should share that. You want to pay it forward. You want to let someone know the good experience you had. And that's what I think with the vitamins. The reason why we have literally a couple of 100,000 reviews, which is 10 times more people than were in the town I grew up in. To me, that's just an incredible number. And I think, as I was just describing, if you read the reviews, it really is individuals doing what I try to do, which is share that experience forward. That and with vitamins, we're so used to being disappointed that I think it's very easy to surprise people. I think because our products actually do what I say, I think people are surprised. They probably get them half the time, and they think, oh, it's just going to be something, I'll be sending it back. And even if you read the reviews, I bet there's thousands of reviews that say just that I expected to be sending it back, but lo and behold, it actually worked.
It is quite remarkable, but I think we all can appreciate what you mean, Andrew. So many times we buy stuff and it's never right. Oh, there's something wrong. With Andrew's product, it not only lives up to its expectations, it exceeds them. And that's what's going to happen with our next item for sure. In fact, just prior to the show, our producer Rick was saying that he is your new biggest fan when it comes to Ultimate Friendly Flora. Digestion and immune support. I am also a huge fan of this product. This is something that does not need to be refrigerated. It is stable. It gives you maximum benefits backed by science. And Andrew, as you said to me before, a healthy gut equals, quite honestly, a healthy body. And this is a product that helps you along the way.
No, we are inseparable from the health of our gut.
Yes.
And not because, you know, we absorb our nutrients there, and if your digestion isn't going well, you don't feel well. It's because what's going on with these microorganisms, that as much as we focus on like all this bad bacteria and bad viruses in the world that cause diseases and things like that, we have to realize we do have some good friends out there.
Yes, yes.
And there are good friends that we rely on. And the probiotic organisms that occupy our digestive system, occupy all the openings in our body, our mouth, our nose, that this is our genitourinary tract, that these friendly organisms, we can't live a healthy life without them. And they need to be the right balance, the right composition. I started looking at probiotic formulas when I first started my company over 40 years ago. But at that time, they all required refrigeration.
Right.
They were very unstable. And I had made a decision not to make my products available in stores. I wanted to ship my products that we made directly to consumers, so they got the benefit of the best pricing, that there weren't any warehouses or middlemen doing anything wrong to my products. So unfortunately, until we figured out how to deliver the right organisms, completely stable, without refrigeration, I couldn't ethically do that. It didn't stop other companies, but I couldn't ethically do it. And it was about 20 years ago. So it took us a couple of decades to figure this out. And we continue to improve the product. In fact, we just made dramatic changes to the product about a year ago.
Yeah.
And we didn't really, because of what's going on in the world, we really didn't get a chance to discuss that. But it's more stable. It delivers benefits more consistently, reliably, effectively than ever before. And this is a product that I think it's, like all of the products we'll be talking about here, I think it's 4.6 stars. So it's another product that's over 90% positive reviews and about 80% 5-star reviews.
What always amazes me is Andrew does know this off by heart. It is indeed 4.6 stars. It's amazing memory, Andrew. I do want to say a couple things real fast. You know, what originally got me involved with Ultimate Friendly Flora was Andrew was out here a couple years ago. We're talking about antacids and proton pump inhibitors, and I could certainly relate to that situation. Andrew was talking about upsetting the pH in our stomach, and of course that really perked my ears up. So that was my reason to buy into this, but there's so many other reasons as well. I'll read a couple quick reviews. There's a fabulous one out front here that really gives you an insight into what people are saying who are enjoying Ultimate Friendly Flora. This first one says, I can't live without this. I absolutely can't live without Ultimate Friendly Flora. I've been taking this since 2015 and have not had any stomach issues since. I was always bloated, could not eat certain things, and always felt awful. I went through many tests for my constant bloating and upset stomach, and they could not find anything wrong. I started taking this and haven't had a problem since. I ran out last year during a move and had to wait to order. I went about 2 weeks without it, and the issues started to come back. I will never be without it again. I bought enough to last 2 years. Thank you, Andrew, for such a great product, along with the many other vitamins of yours that I take. I'll read one more. Ultimate Friendly Flora. This is my 5th reorder. I will never be without this. There are no other probiotics that compare to this one. I've tried numerous probiotics, and the only time my doctor has positive news is when I am taking Andrew Lessman's products. 5 stars on this one. Andrew, maybe we kind of end the way we started. Probiotics are big business, and there's a lot of things out there and a lot of options out there, but once again, you simply cannot compare to yours.
Well, I think there's a lot of folks who've now jumped on the bandwagon. Obviously, as I said, I've been contemplating this product for 40 years. We created this product originally 20 years ago. And what we all have to remember, that as many cells as we have in our body, there are more friendly flora organisms in our colon alone than we have cells in our body. there's more genetic material that belongs to those organisms than we have our own genetic material that determines who we are. And even better, there was a scientific study, and I know we have to run along, that was just published recently. And if you analyze our own genetics, which of course gives us insight into health risks and longevity and disease risk and things like that, and then you analyze the genetics of the organisms that make up your friendly flora, the organisms that make up your friendly flora are going to give you greater insight and greater understanding of your health and longevity than your own genetics. So we are not solely responsible for our good health. We have some friendly organisms that would love to help us as well.
Cannot say enough good things about it. It's something I won't go a day without this one either. I encourage you to try it. You've got a 30-day money-back guarantee, 30, 60, 90, or 180 caps. That 180 is only $89.90. I'm going to head over this way because it's time for a chocolate break. Yes, you're watching a vitamin and supplement show, and we are going to talk about gourmet chocolate. Why? Because Andrew Lessman is obsessed with finding wonderful creative solutions to some of those issues that we face out there. Andrew wanted to create a chocolate, a gourmet chocolate, a creamy chocolate, a chocolate that we smile when we taste it, but a chocolate that was more heart healthy, a chocolate that helps to lower your cholesterol. Andrew, you broke the mold. You did something, you created something that I can't imagine anybody really thought was ever going to be possible.
Yeah, this was sort of a wonderful accidental accident of good luck, good fortune. It's something that my original goal was to make a standardized extract of cocoa, put it in a capsule, so you'd get the benefits, because chocolate is the richest source. Cacao is the richest source of protective compounds, better than red wine, better than green tea, better than cruciferous vegetables. Chocolate is pretty remarkable. And as I was doing the research to figure out how to put these polyphenols, these protective compounds that come from cocoa, and put it in the easy-to-swallow capsule, I said to myself, well, people want to eat chocolate. They don't want to necessarily swallow a capsule, as healthy as it is. But then the problem is, milk chocolate isn't particularly healthy. Dark chocolate is very healthy, but most Americans don't like dark chocolate because dark chocolate is unfortunately brittle, dry, bitter, so characteristics that we don't particularly like. So my goal was to try to figure out how to make dark chocolate creamy and delicious like milk chocolate, so you get the creamy texture that you want, but you get the protection of dark chocolate. And I tried everything. I tried our omega-3, which made it taste a little fishy, and then I tried a form of our cholesterol-lowering ingredient, cholesterol ingredient, that's kind of like a fatty oil instead of a powder, and miraculously it worked. So it turned our dark chocolate into the texture of creamy milk chocolate, but it has exceptionally high levels of protective compounds like dark chocolate, but it's not bitter. It's not high in sugar, so it ended up being better than I could have ever dreamed. So we created this wonderfully delicious but super healthy dark chocolate that has the texture of milk chocolate without the bitterness. And the additional bonus, it substantially lowers total and LDL cholesterol. Works perfectly with any cholesterol-lowering drug. There's no side effects, no issues at all. And the reviews whether we're talking about the flavor or cholesterol reduction, the reviews speak for itself.
And there's so much to say in such a short amount of time. Low calorie, tastes amazing. You must understand, for anybody watching right now, we can spend the whole time talking about how heart healthy they are and how they amazingly can help lower cholesterol. But we could also spend the whole time talking about how these taste better than your favorite chocolate out there. These are gourmet chocolates. Imagine you go to the mall and you go to the gourmet chocolate store. That's why there are over 2,000 reviews. I'll read a couple of them really fast. If you'd like to order, it is a monthly special, so our pricing this month is phenomenal. Maybe as we look to make healthy decisions in the new year, it's little things like this that are easy to achieve, that can have a short-term and long-term impact. Things that we can stick to and we can feel good about. So, a couple quick reviews. First one, coincidence? Question mark, question mark. We bought Choco Nouveau because we love chocolate and thought it would be a great way to enjoy eating our favorite indulgence. Little did I know that it would have a positive effect on my blood work. I had a full panel done on my blood and my doctor said my results were excellent. She seemed a little surprised because certain markers had improved dramatically. These results were after consuming 2 to 4 squares a day. I have read the studies on dark chocolate and believed in the benefits. Andrew packages it to make consumption quick and easy. Oh yes, the taste. Wow, it's the creamiest, best tasting chocolate I've tried. Again, thanks Andrew. And then one last one, unbelievable. I am 69 years old and I've always had high cholesterol, even though I stay very active and follow a healthy diet. My body will not allow me to take the usual medications prescribed for this, and I have tried all of them. After taking 2 servings a day of the 91% cacao for 45 days, I had my labs repeated. I couldn't believe the results. My cholesterol went from 331 to 277. That's a decrease of 54 points in cholesterol in just 45 days. My doctor said to keep on doing what I'm doing. This is a great product and tastes great too. Thank you, Andrew. There are 3 choices. There's a 66, a 74, and a 91% cacao. And Andrew, we cannot forget the brand new cafe version either.
Right, we took our the 74 is the most popular among the 66, 74, and 91. It's kind of the happy medium. 66 is very much like milk chocolate. 91% is virtually pure extract of cocoa. And another reason why it's sort of natural for me to be doing this, because chocolate is really like a botanical extract. They even speak in terms of percentages, same way we talk about a percentage extract when we talk about turmeric or milk thistle. So the 66 and 74 are more like milk chocolate. 91 is super, super rich, almost pure cacao, and the 74 is where we add our ground cocoa. So it's organic fair trade coffee. So we have our organic fair trade coffee that gives a little crunchy texture and a little bit of that kind of cafe au lait flavor to the 74%. So you have 4 different options.
We love it, and it is available in all those serving sizes. And there's a curiosity to this product, and I know many of you want to try it. If you do, just go for look, you could go for the 10 servings. It's $12.90 on 3 FlexPay. Trust me though, you'll want more. 180 servings is $89.90, free shipping and handling. Thank you for your orders on one of our monthly specials. Let's go over this way. 22 items Andrew and I are gonna feature in the 2 hours that we're here. It's a marathon, but we're excited to share it with you. Next up is the flagship, truly one of the flagship products from the Andrew Lessman line. It's Healthy Hair, Skin, and Nails. For those that know, you already know. Hair that is stronger and shinier, skin that feels and looks better with more radiance, and nails rather that are thicker and stronger, not brittle. Healthy Hair, Skin, and Nails, yes, is a vanity product in the sense that it makes everything on the outside look even better than perhaps it is today. What it does for you internally as well, psychologically, it's endless. That is why it has an extraordinary 4,600 5-star reviews. We have, over the past couple days, or the past few days rather, sold nearly 11,000 because it is right now a monthly special. So really great pricing. Andrew's going to take us through it, but as he does, bear in mind, even the largest size is only, and I use that word carefully, $49.90. Compare that to a lot of the, I'm trying to think of a friendly word to use, perhaps copycat products that you'll find in the marketplace. Andrew, yours is absolutely phenomenal.
Thank you. And only where the word only, I think, really applies. Not that it's only, say, $49.90 for that large size, but that comes in at somewhere in the neighborhood of, I think, 13 cents a capsule.
Wow.
So you're looking at a product that originally, my Healthy Hair, Skin, and Nails was multiple capsules a day. Now it's at most 2 capsules, but in most cases, folks are taking 1 capsule daily. So it's become an incredibly affordable product. That bottle will last a year. And sometimes what I'll say is if you're starting it brand new, start off with 2 capsules daily for the first 30 days and then go to 1 capsule. Or if there might be something special going on in your life that requires a little special additional support or attention, you could always take 2 capsules. But it's a product that is, it's different than the typical approach to a hair, skin, and nail product, which is just to deliver high levels of biotin. First of all, one should never take more than 10,000 micrograms of biotin. There's specific technical reasons why, but suffice to say, you don't ever want to go higher. And meanwhile, I even see biotin products that are 10,000 microgram products And that is for an extreme case, and it should only be used, in my opinion, under the supervision of a doctor. Biotin is harmless, but there's no reason to get to those levels where it ceases to be harmless. Anything, when it's abused, ceases to be harmless. So with this product, at 1 or 2 capsules daily, you're getting exactly what you need, because giving your hair, skin, and nails what it needs is more than just biotin. So rather than loading up crazy amounts of biotin, what we do with our products is make sure that you get all the ingredients that biotin needs to be effective. That biotin, as they say, a chain is only as strong as its weakest link. And there are multiple other links in this chain. Biotin doesn't do anything and everything as it pertains to your hair, skin, and nails. It's just one ingredient that normally is the weakest link. But then when you replace it, there are other weak links, unless you make sure that, like my product, it's a comprehensive product that's covering all the bases, so you're eliminating any likelihood of a weak link, so you get all the benefits of biotin and all the benefits of all the other ingredients.
We'll talk about it with our next item, Phytoceramides, as well, but we spend a lot of money on lotions and potions and oils that we're putting on the outside of our skin, we're applying topically. Think about this as the ultimate beauty secret that's on the inside. Whether it's Colleen or Amy or all the hosts here at HSN who are really into the beauty regimens, they're all taking healthy hair, skin, and nails, let me tell you. Let me read a couple of reviews so you can see really the sense of what people are saying. Again, a flagship product, quite simply, one of HSN's, if not the #1 selling product of all time on the Home Shopping Network is what you are looking at right now. Outstanding. I originally purchased a healthy hair, skin, and nails product at the drugstore, but after 8 months of no improvement, I switched to Andrew's capsules. Wow, what a difference. Within 3 months, my nails are strong and growing longer every day. My hair also changed a lot, as well as my skin. This product is on my must-have list permanently, says Mary in South Carolina. MC in New York says thicker eyelashes. I've been on this supplement about 3 months now and was pleased with the smoother skin and improved texture of my hair, but my biggest surprise I noticed the other day is the volume of my eyelashes has improved dramatically. At 53, this is something I never would have anticipated. This is now a permanent part of my daily regimen. Thank you, Andrew. And one last one, results, results, results. I have bought and used this product before, but it never ceases to amaze me with the immediate, tangible results of thicker, longer, healthier hair, long, strong nails, and smooth, healthy skin. I love it. I think perhaps, Andrew, when people look at this, though, they're instantly, in their minds, go to the box loads of hair, skin, and nail products that they see in the big box stores, the vitamin stores. There's a lot of, I'll use the word competition out there, but of course, really, it's not competition at all.
No, it's not competition for us. When I first started making this product, you didn't see any other products that were being offered for these benefits or properties. And of course, now it's become an important category unto itself. And of course, we have evolved this product over the years that if you look at my original formula, this product is multiple times more comprehensive, more potent, and that's because we've monitored the feedback. We carefully listen to the feedback. We're watching the science. So every time it becomes possible for us to improve the quality and improve the efficacy of this formula, we do so. Again, we're not relying on some contract manufacturer. I don't care if I just did a new version of the formula and we just printed a whole bunch of labels and things like that. If there's the ability for me to improve it, I immediately improve the formula. And I throw out the old labels and just am thrilled to have an opportunity to make it better. And that's, we kind of touched on that in the beginning, that's my drive. My drive is to always make the very best products possible that deliver the benefits you seek without any problems and does so affordably.
You're gonna see the difference, you're gonna feel the difference, you're gonna see it and feel it in such a short amount of time. This year, maybe this is the year that you're heading out in the dating world. This is the year that you're starting a new career, starting a new job. Maybe this is the year where you're taking control and we're gonna hold on to our youth. This is a way to really get exciting results.
Or even, it's a lot of us, as we get older, really not even all that older, we have patches of skin that don't cooperate.
Right.
And we'll talk about that a little bit with phytoceramides.
Right.
Or our hair, just for whatever reason, just isn't strong enough. It breaks off prematurely. Whether it might be our nails, a similar sort of thing. They're not growing out as long and thick as they used to. There are reviews from folks who were never able to grow their hair beyond their shoulders, and using this product suddenly they can. Or their nails would never grow out. And so it's worth an opportunity to try, like all of my products and everything at HSN. You get a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. You either love your experience with this or you send it back.
Well, we are going to move on to Phytoceramides right now because this is a good one. This is really, for me, there's a tipping point with Phytoceramides. Originally, when Andrew, you launched it, I was getting into it. I was intrigued by it. Now I'm all in. If you're struggling with the cold weather, the dry weather, you've got irritated skin, dry skin, Phytoceramides, as you so eloquently put it, Andrew, is Mother Nature's internal moisturizer, right?
And Phytoceramides are something like CoQ10, like friendly flora, probiotics that I've been talking about for decades. Phytoceramides are something I started talking about probably 7 or 8 years ago. And Phytoceramides has quickly become one of our more popular products. And Phytoceramides is something that we've had to be the first person providing information, education. You see lots of Phytoceramide products that you put on the outside of your body. But that's like putting biotin on the outside of your body. Right. Yes, Phytoceramides are kind of a fatty molecule, so when you apply them to the outside of your body, it feels sort of moisturizing. But the properties of Phytoceramides, in terms of how your body actually works, can only be delivered in the inside of your body. You have to have them in the inside of your body, in the stratum corneum, which is the very important layer of your skin, but that's where those molecules achieve their moisturizing benefits. And the research, the science on Phytoceramides in terms of the appearance of wrinkles and things like that is solely because of this ability to help your cells retain moisture. In fact, it doesn't just help your cells. If you look at the molecules in our body that are responsible for our ability to hold on to moisture, which isn't just the beauty of our skin, that's our survival.
Yes.
So our body needs to be able to hold on to moisture. And omega-3s, cholesterol, those are important molecules in that moisture retention system. But Phytoceramides are the most important. And Phytoceramides have friends of mine in Colorado. I try to spend time in the mountains in Colorado in the summer. I don't spend time there in the winter. It's a little too cold, a little dry. It's altitude. And they rave about this product in winter. In fact, last winter we did sort of a winter special on this because not only is it moisturizing for your skin on the outside of your body, those trouble spots, whether it's elbows or knees or ankles, heels rather, that tends to be a trouble spot for a lot of folks. But it also works internally, whether it's our nasal passages, our sinuses, our just the inside of our body is just as susceptible, even our eyes, our mouth, just as susceptible to loss of moisture. And it's very important that we make sure that we support those moisture-retaining systems, which are Phytoceramides.
Well, here's what people are saying online. This first review says head-to-toe results. I've been taking this product for almost 2 years and I continue to see multiple benefits. In addition to promoting hydration and softness on my face, these capsules have helped the texture and suppleness of skin on my entire body, including such trouble spots as cuticles, elbows, and feet. The results are truly more than skin deep. That's a nice phrase there. My wise mother told me it's not vanity to take care of your skin and look your best, it's self-respect. Thank you, Andrew, for boosting my self-respect. This next one says, wow, best skincare ever. When Andrew said that this was the only sort of moisturizer he used, I noted you could bounce, sorry, I'm chuckling already. I noted you could bounce a dime off his eyelids, it's true, and quickly place my own.
I wish.
I wholeheartedly recommend you do the same. Like many of the other reviewers, I cannot believe how quickly I can see results. I wish I started using this in my 20s to prevent ever having a dry wrinkle. I have spent more on half-ounce eye creams and nothing smoothed out the look of fine lines like this hero product. You must try it. Andrew, that is a very compelling review right there.
It is indeed. But Phytoceramides, the science is clear. And simply, if we look at our body, I think the easiest science in terms of designing a quality nutritional supplement is simply looking at the structure of our body. And if we look at the structure of our body, it informs us of certain molecules that are important. And phytoceramides are one of those molecules, and as we get older, our ability to synthesize them, we struggle to synthesize the phytoceramides we need. That's why our skin struggles to retain its moisture, especially in the environments in which we live. So it becomes a very common sense, straightforward concept behind supplementation. We actually increased the potency of the product. We didn't change the price, but we increased the potency of the product about a year ago.
Well, with that being said, I can tell you, and I know, Andrew, you can't see from where you are, but we are extremely busy. If you're on hold, we will get to you momentarily. If you go to hsn.com, you can certainly beat the rush. Talking of rush, this next product, great monthly special, perfectly timed as a monthly special, something to help us support our energy levels and to achieve our goals, helping the body to metabolize fat and enjoy the energy that we need. Maybe it's helping to combat fatigue. This is a great product. And Andrew, really an evolution of something that combines a couple products from over the years, correct?
Well, originally we had a product, and this is going back over 30 years ago, called Fat Burning Factors. And then we had another product that was called Urgent Energy. And because fat burning factors was really the components necessary for the metabolism of fat, the nutrients and other factors necessary for the metabolism of fat, it really was kind of a common sense combination with Urgent Energy. Urgent Energy was a product that was designed to give energy in the short term to replace those really unhealthy products that are out on the market that we all see that give us the energy we need, but then we crash and burn subsequently. So what we did here is we combined, because so many ingredients were in common, whether fat-burning factors, of course, had to have carnitine because that's the molecule involved with fat transport and fat oxidation, also, of course, pantothenic acid, but both formulas had that ingredient in common. So it was really a natural combination of these two formulas, Urgent Energy and our fat-burning factors, to create energy and fat metabolism factors, because when you're burning fat, you're making energy. In fact, when you burn fat, that's sort of the highest octane fuel. A gram of fat contains more than twice the energy of a gram of carbohydrate, a gram of sugar, a gram of protein. So to the extent we could convince our body or support and promote our bodies burning fat, it's burning a more efficient energy source. And of course, it's accomplishing our goals to hopefully get rid of some of the excess body fat we might have in our body.
Well, you talk about, again, great reviews. I can't help but notice the one right next to me. You got to hear what this person says. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. All capitals. She goes on to say, I will never be without these capsules. They are the only way I can get through the day. I guess I'm an energy and fat metabolism factors junkie now. They give me energy without nervousness or jitters, keep me in a good mood, and help me concentrate and perform better at work. If you are on the fence, jump off. You won't regret it. I'll read, wow, just one last one. It's a long one. My metabolism and energy level is great. At 48, I had put on weight, was feeling very tired and sluggish, no energy after eating lunch, always hungry for junk food and sodas and not sleeping well. I started taking energy and fat metabolism factors and noticed a difference within a week. I've been taking it for about 6 months every morning and I feel great. I've craved healthier foods, wanting more water instead of sugary drinks. I've lost 30 pounds and joined a gym. I also have energy to last all day, enough to start working out. I'm sleeping soundly through the nights and people have commented that they don't know how I do it at all. They want to know my secret. So I tell them about taking energy and fat metabolism factors and assure them there is no side effects except feeling great. Andrew, there's nothing else I can add to this presentation than what that amazing review says. That is extremely exciting to read those words.
Well, that's why I encourage everyone to take a moment. It's very easy to do with our mobile devices or a laptop or an iPad to look at the reviews. And on a product like this, of course, not all the reviews are perfect, but when 80–90% of the reviews are glowingly positive, and of course understanding that we don't remove bad reviews, that's not something we do or can do, it gives you a sense of what you could expect. And the real goal I had when I created this product was to stop the misleading impression that there's something called a magic fat loss pill.
Right.
And stop that misleading impression that there are these healthy ways to just get a crazy boost in energy. anything other than a subtle lift to our energy is not going to be healthy. And so what we've achieved here is we try to give you that subtle increase in energy when you use the product, but we don't let you fall off the cliff afterwards. We make sure that we include ingredients, both nutrients and plant-based ingredients, that support you in the midterm and the long term. In fact, we give you the same exact amazing standardized extract of ginseng that we use in our very popular ginseng product, because ginseng is all about combating fatigue, not instantly, but in the mid and long term. So it's really a different approach, and then we give you the ingredients, the nutrients that are associated or necessary, essential for fat-burning metabolism. It's the best metabolism for us to be able to engage in for energy, but it's the hardest. The analogy I often give is when I was a little kid and we had a fireplace in our house that we used a lot, you'd always start the fire. I used to love to do this. You'd use twigs or kindling or newspaper or something like that, because we had big logs. And the big logs, you could never start a big log with a match. Right. So that big log is fat. It's hard to access, but when you access it, it can burn for hours. And that's exactly the same analogy. There are challenges, there are difficulties, but if you ask your body consistently, or request or demand from your body consistently, do the things necessary to support fat-burning metabolism, make sure you have the nutrients that are essential to it, then that is going to be the best, most rewarding energy metabolism. You tend to be less fatigued during the day because you're less dependent on sugar levels and fluctuations of sugar levels for energy, because sugar levels that's the low-hanging fruit for energy. Fat is the consistent energy that burns like that log, and it gives you the energy you need for that extended period of time.
Well, that's the analogy of the night. I love that analogy, Andrew. Thank you. I need to mention that every time we present it, because it really makes it clear. It gives us a good visual of why it's working and why it's so successful at what it does. Stay in the ordering process. Energy and fat metabolism is now our #1 selling item of the hour. So please bear with us. We will get to you. I want to draw your attention to this. You know, in this hour, we were talking a little bit about Choco Nouveau and about this heart-healthy, cholesterol-lowering gourmet chocolate. Now we go to one of Andrew's other amazing innovations and inventions. This is Sucress. It's more than just a wonderful name. It really is that sugar-like taste, all natural, calorie-free, clean and smooth. There's so many of us that are trying to move away from consuming as much sugar as we are, but a lot of the artificial sweeteners, and there's the key word, artificial sweetener, they're not so great for us, so you read, and of course, the taste is also not maybe what we like. And some of the natural ones, Andrew, they don't taste the way we want them to taste. You have beaten all those points down.
And I was one of those people who, those different packets, I never could find anything that worked for me. And I tried stevia. The only time in the past that I used stevia that I liked it is if I used it off a little stevia plant that I had growing in my window. And I would steep a stevia leaf in with my tea. Eventually, we discovered our own special stevia extract that we use here. And that stevia extract, it's non-GMO. It's a stevia extract that doesn't have that strange bitter aftertaste. Also, virtually every packeted sugar substitute, and everyone should listen to what I'm saying here, it's kind of funny, virtually every packeted sugar substitute on the market contains sugar.
That's crazy.
Even if it says sugar-free on it or calorie-free on it.
Wow.
Because there's sort of an exception built into the law that as long as there's less than a gram or 4 calories of sugar in the product, it doesn't have to be declared. So what we do that's different is we use an amino acid. So you're getting no sugar that will stimulate insulin and all the negative changes associated with sugar intake. So we use an amino acid, glycine, and what's great about that amino acid, it on its own has a wonderful sweet flavor, and also glycine tends to support healthy blood sugar levels and healthy blood sugar metabolism. So it has its own independent, as I say with my products, there are no side effects. There's just additional side benefits that we get to talk about. So our Sucress is like no other sugar substitute on the market. There's nothing like it in the world, and it's a little more than a dime a packet. It's also Each packet is very powerful. For me, a packet will last 2 or 3 uses, so you just adjust it to what works for you.
Pricing is available on a 100 pack, the 250, or the large 500 pack, $22.90, $44.90, $69.90 free shipping. What happens if you buy this and you go for the 500 pack and you open it and you don't like it? Don't worry about it. You send it back and get a refund of the purchase price. The value and the savings, because it's Andrew's big January visit, are significant today. This is what the pricing normally is that you see on this column. Still very good, but if you're able to order today, it's really substantial savings. There's no downside to this. Andrew, it checks all the boxes. No calories, no added sugar, carbs or flavors. It's the right taste. It's all the things you want and none of the things that you don't want.
And unfortunately, when it comes to the typical, even if there are other stevia products, they're not going to have the same stevia that we have, that I know.
Right.
But even if they were out there, they're not going, what they're going to do is they all have to have what's called a carrier, because the stevia itself, the sweetener itself, is such a tiny amount. But unfortunately, what they all use as their carrier, because it makes things taste better, they use sugar.
Right.
But our amino acid costs probably 20 times more than sugar, but it has wonderful sweetness. And if you wonder why, if it has this wonderful sweetness, why doesn't anyone else use the amino acid glycine? It supports healthy blood sugar levels.
Right.
Why wouldn't they use it? Well, I told you,
Good question.
It's 20 times more expensive. So that's why we alone use it. And notwithstanding, despite its presence in the product, it's still a little more in the large sizes, a little more than a dime, barely over a dime a packet. And each packet is, remember, 2 or 3 uses.
I'm not a fan of some of the other natural sweeteners that are out there. Sucress is the best. Genuinely, it's the best. The taste is clean and smooth. It tastes like sugar, but it's not sugar. You will love it. Thank you for your orders on Sucress. Tell your friends and family about it. It's a great discovery for 2021. Let's move along to cinnamon. So much discussion, so much chatter. You talk about healthy blood sugar balance, glucose metabolism. There's a lot to dive into with this. Spending years validating before bringing it to the air. Andrew, once that validation was there, this emerged on the scene, and it really has been unstoppable with the results.
Well, I think what happens, for me, what's most rewarding about our products is that it's one thing for me to talk about them and to see the product be ordered, but when the product supports reorders, that's what really counts. And this is one of those products, like our cranberry as well, that just is what ensures its own success. It just works. And it's one of those products like our Cholecticare that you could see the results when you get your blood test. You could see how it supports healthy blood sugar metabolism, how it supports healthy insulin metabolism. It's not a drug, it's not a medicine. It's just a wonderful natural tool to help us with something that we all focus on, or hopefully we all do. I mean, my blood sugar levels and A1C are very good, but it's something I don't take for granted, and I make sure that I do what I can in terms of diet, in terms of exercise, in terms of using cinnamon to keep them in the healthy, normal range as best I can.
So people are really excited to share their story about cinnamon. So a couple reviews on the side here. First one, it says amazing product. I mean, right out of the gate, we know that this person loves this. Amazing product. My glucose levels was a few points higher than it should have been. So I started taking cinnamon 350 and berberine. We'll talk about berberine in a moment. 3 months later, my doctor and I went over my blood work and my glucose level dropped well into the safe range. Cinnamon 350 is a great product that works well. Next one. Amazing. My husband started taking these almost 3 months ago. In that short amount of time, his A1C number has improved. His doctor is thrilled and asked what he is doing to get such good results. He told him the only change he's made is taking the cinnamon 350. His doctor told him to keep it up. Now he'll never go without it. Finally, it works for me. In June, my A1C was 6.1. After taking this product for about 10 months, my A1C was 5.7. I will continue to use this product. I'm almost 65 and have been pre-diabetic for many, many years. I do not want to take medication, so I decided to give this a try, and it sure works for me. Thank you. Andrew, as we read these reviews, and again, you look at what this is, cinnamon. This isn't normal cinnamon, right? This is standardized in a particular way.
Well, it's normal cinnamon in that it comes from the same cinnamon plant that you would get your cinnamon spice from. However, what we do with this cinnamon, that's what changes everything. There's a specific component in the cinnamon that you standardize it for. So this is not necessarily a product that we're targeting, say, if there's fiber or carbohydrates or other molecules in the cinnamon that we don't want. That's not what we target. So when you standardize an extract, there's generally a marker compound. There's a specific